This is Men in Motion. We're back. Yeah,
Sure. We're back in action. We're back in action. We're live, bro.
yeah. Yeah. And then to start it off, let's get that posture up and shit. You know what I mean?
You know it. Stretch out the shoulders, make sure everything is in place. So we're all good to go here, fellas. You know
Yeah,
it.
most definitely. Most definitely. So happy birthday to Patrick, by the way. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. 20 big 23, getting a little bit old now, but it was gonna come to that point in some time of the life. Hopefully everyone reaches 23 years old. But it's another stepping stone for me, nothing too crazy, but appreciate that a lot, Ivan, coming from you, dude. Really means a lot, like I said, bro.
Hey, fuck
Sir.
yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. It's
Sir.
dope. My Jordan year was super sick. I know your Jordan year is gonna be like way better, bro. You're just on such a good path and shit, and the way that you think and the shit that you do is just real solid. So it's gonna be dope to see where the momentum that you've been creating is gonna take you this year. I'm super, super, super excited for it,
Thank
honestly.
you, bro. That means a lot. Genuinely, that means a lot for me. I could definitely see that's the genuine, what's the word? Genuine fucking opinion from you, dude. So I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot, man, for sure, for sure. So definitely will be able to see where that's headed myself. So that's sick, bro. It's fucking sick. Let's get it.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do I'm gonna try to one crack. Yup.
Okay, there we
Yup.
go. See me personally, I thought that was for a prop, but
Uh,
Ivan's drinking that. Ivan was drinking that, so there we go,
Yeah,
man.
you
He's not
you
opposed.
had yourself a night, so I'm trying to have
Yeah,
myself like just a little
yeah.
bit of a like not really partying, but
No,
just one or two beers.
heck, on some cool shit, nothing too crazy and stuff. Because literally yesterday, I mean, I didn't get too drunk. I mean, I got a little bit tipsy, but the thing is, I went to sleep at literally 5 a.m. I got back home at 4:30, so just trying to like ease up. I literally just got my shit together probably like an hour ago and stuff, so had a little bit of a late start for the day, but that's what happens when you fucking party till 5 a.m., I mean 4 a.m., so it's just life. The thing is, I plan on being home, sleeping by 2 a.m. maximum, and then one thing led to another. We went to the bar, back to our friend's house, drank some more, and then later, little do I know, I went back to my house at 4 a.m. So that's just sometimes how the night goes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good time. And I mean, sorry.
You gotta flow with the punches, I said. A little sometimes.
Got to, especially those birthday getting drunk as fuck with the homies
Yeah,
and having a night
I do.
before moving away, punches. Yeah.
Exactly. Because this upcoming week, everyone from my friend group is going back. No, not everyone, but I would say 80% of them are going back to college and all their other shit this week. So this is basically our one last rodeo for fucking just to spend time with each other before we all disperse into our sections of the world, or not sections of the US, should I say?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one guy lives in Mississippi. He used to be a pledge master for Fred Ole Miss, and then
Mhm.
another guy goes to West Virginia. Two people go to IU. Another one goes to ASU. Another one goes to Madison, Wisconsin. So we have a lot of diversity in our friend group. So which is great to fucking. One guy goes to Iowa. So a lot of people that go to a lot of different places. So
Yeah.
always great to fucking have that luxury to have different perspectives when it comes to college and stuff.
Most definitely. Yeah. And those are all, it's interesting because ISU is like most definitely a party school. People aren't going here for the fucking sports. You know what I mean? So but those schools are a bit, different. I know like we have so for the people who are watching and shit, I graduated ISU the fall of 2024, but it was like a fake class that I was taking. Like it was a class. Patrick's actually in that class right
The
now.
BUS
Uh,
shit,
you said
the
what?
big one, the BUS 285, something like that.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
it's just a test that you take at the end of the semester where you just tell them your opinion on how the business school was at Illinois State University. And so I was in the fall of 2024, I was really not going to school. I was working full time, like completely. But they have this ISU isn't like a big fraternity school like that.
That's
There's
really
there's
not.
some schools like that, like, and by that I mean like there's different fraternities, but they're not huge like it is at Ole
Yeah,
Miss or like ASU or like Iowa. Like the farmhouse at ISU is a house where we actually should. I'm gonna say a little story about the farmhouse with what made me switch the friends that I was chilling with when I walked past there one time. So.
really. Yeah,
Um,
tell me about it, dude.
but but the farmhouse has like it's a small, honestly shitty house, when it comes to like I'm sure there's, some great dudes in there. I don't even know because I've never, really talked to those dudes, but the physical house is like nothing compared to Iowa. In
Yeah.
Iowa, it's like an estate. There's like it's
Oh,
like a
serious.
massive mansion where there's like literally like 50 or 30 fucking rooms or some shit.
Probably around 50, bro. Probably around 50.
Yeah, they
Scott?
have like a whole food court. It's massive. So, but people who are in the farmhouse at ISU, they can go to the farmhouse, to any farmhouse. They're technically a brother, so they can
Yeah,
visit. It's just so different when it comes to like the pledge classes, as you know. It's like, you know your pledge brothers way more than anyone else. And,
exactly.
people usually stick together and don't take the chance to branch out and meet new people. So, it can be it's pretty clicky from both my brothers were in fraternities as you were in a fraternity.
Mhm.
I did rush, but the one house that didn't have allegations here didn't give me a bid, and then they now have allegations. So it's just tough,
Yeah,
when like all how most houses have allegations, but you know um I'm thankful to be able to pick and choose the people that I fuck with that affect my
yeah,
reputation,
exactly.
instead of like other people's general perceptions of people being cool or not, or like
100%.
they're player or not. There's nothing wrong with not being player, but
Exactly.
like, you are weird as hell to girls, like that's not some shit that
Exactly.
I'm
Something
fucking
to be
with.
proud of and something to just be proud of, like I said, dude. So yeah, that's just how it is. There's definitely a lot of misconception, a lot of just theories around frats and stuff. So I mean, people have their own say so when it comes to that, but it just what
Yeah.
comes to frat life, you know.
Yeah, everyone's got their own experiences.
Experience as
Each
well
house
too.
has
Yeah.
like a totally different culture from different houses
Yeah.
at the same school
Yes.
to the same, Greek like fraternity, um the same name of the fraternity, but at a different school, totally different cultures.
Yeah.
If it's the Alpha chapter or not, I used to chill with the guys at Teak Wesleyan a lot. They had a great reputation with girls on campus. I don't know it now because I haven't been over there in like 2 years, but um, when I was over there, there was always, good stuff. One time I was at a party, bro. I swear to God. And like my homie Gavrilo came down and Donnie, they were like my
Okay.
bros, that were there
Yeah.
and shit. And I have, did
Oh
you see
shit.
that shit? That's
Yes, dude.
crazy.
My guy's getting too excited telling the story, bro. Go ahead.
Bro, so I had a girl under this arm and I had a girl under this arm, and I
Oh,
can't even, have my arms
yes,
were like
yes.
farther back. They weren't like all over him. You know what I mean? I was just being
Like just
cool,
on some
arms on the
bullshit.
pouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I was, talking to both of them and they were vibing with me all over me and shit. And then my homie Donnie came down. He was like, dang, what the fuck? And then, Gab came down. He was like, oh shit, I'm leaving too. And then,
Yup, there you go.
I got one of the girls' numbers for coffee, and then it ended up really working out. You know what I mean? But
Sweet,
she
bro.
ended up like she wasn't like, so I like communicating with girls when I'm into, and like when we're
Yeah.
getting down, it's just like it takes away the guessing.
Just
I'm not
trust.
guessing if a girl's down or guessing if she likes this or guessing if she's cool with me doing this with her. I'm
Exactly.
communicating that and reading her body language super well. My clients filed a hooking up blueprint. Patrick's got his own hooking up blueprint that works really well, so uh but we were chilling and I was trying to, just communicate with her about, so we have the best time possible. And we were in my bed and, we were getting down. And then she started like being like super rude and like mean and shit. And, she was, kind of giving like my way or the highway vibes. And I was just thinking like I had abundance at this point with girls, because I've
Yeah.
chilled with different girls and was putting that work into myself and all that shit for a while at that point. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I literally laid next to her. We were both just chilling, like in we were far along, in
Yeah.
the on my bed and
Yes.
everything. And after that I was just kind of chilling, just laying next to her. like just laying down, looking up. She was next to me, looking up, and it was just awkward for 30 minutes. I didn't
Dude.
say like one
I know
word because I,
exactly. Yeah, dude. Sorry to cut you off, but dude, like, I don't know. Every time I get this, dude, like, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Basically, like, every time a girl says something smart or says something snarky, like, I have a switch in my brain. It's like, dude, I just get so thrown off. I'm like, and like, dude, are you being serious? Like, dude, it's like a vibe and a fucking, it's like a switch in my brain that's like, dude, I just get so thrown off and so like I'm just like thinking to myself like, bro, this girl like really saying this shit to me? Like, is this girl like really thinking about this and stuff like that? So
yeah,
you know exactly where you come from, bro. Like straight up like that, dude. So I've had situations like this, as you have as well. So trust me, I this story that you're saying is super relatable, bro. So I know
yeah.
exactly where you're from here, dude.
What when that happened with those girls, was it like when you were getting down with them and stuff as well,
No,
or
no, this was honestly before, after, only before, after, only before hooking up or after hooking up. But I realized that afterwards, it was only when I was like, this might sound, how should I words? Basically, when I was being too nice, almost not being too nice, but just like, just spending. This might sound bad, but like spending a little bit too much time after hooking up, if that makes sense. Like, not too much time, not like 3 or 4 hours. I'm saying like after we hooked up, I asked to smoke a little bit more. She's like, yeah, that's fine. And that's when she started to disrespect me, and that's when she started talking smart to me afterwards. So I was like, you know what? Like
yeah,
something about me was like, dude, are you like, bro, we just did our thing, and then now you're like being
yeah,
smart, you're saying like, oh yeah, I don't trust your judgment. Wait, are we talking about you're in my house, stuff like that? I'm like, dude, like, it's like, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, it just throws me the fuck off every time, bro.
So
It really makes me think to myself, like, bro, is this girl like really being serious right now? Type shit. So I know it's really
what did
relatable
she
in my
what did
end.
she say at that point that made you like second guess her? Like what was what and could you describe that situation if you're cool with that
I
on
mean, yeah,
camera?
bro. Basically, we're just smoking, and then like it was just like I could just like almost sense that like she was losing a little bit of respect for me. Like
Mm,
the longer I stayed with her after hooking up, it was, dude, I'm telling you, like I can't explain it, but I'm telling you, the vibe, dude, literally, energy is so fucking like is so magnetic and so like magnetic and so like what's not contagious, yeah, kind of contagious. Like we just sense when something is wrong. So wrong, good, positive, negative, and like I could just sense that, bro. This girl was like on some fuck shit afterwards. So after she was like, also she was like, oh yeah, also she has a cat and stuff, and she was like, oh yeah, I will sacrifice my cat for you. That she was saying, I don't trust your judgment. It's like, exactly, dude. I was like, bro, I
she
was getting,
said she
oh,
she said I don't trust your judgment after she said she'd sacrifice her cat for you,
yes. The first thing that
bro.
happened was I would sacrifice my cat for you. And then like 2 minutes afterwards, she was like, oh yeah, I don't trust your judgment. I was like, dude. And this is all after us hooking up literally 30 minutes afterwards. 30 minutes afterwards. This wasn't even an hour or two after. 30 minutes, Ivan. So
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. You put it down and then they start acting different afterwards, you
it's
know?
like,
So
bro,
it's
like,
like,
well, I guess you really want me to do business and just leave, because that's when she probably would have respected me the most, not just me spending more time with her. I mean, I just want to smoke with her a little bit more, but obviously she took that a little bit in a non-player way, I guess you could say. But I don't like to use that term, but you know what I'm saying?
no, you're chilling. I when after I hook up with girls, I always like chilling with them afterwards. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
like,
30
you know,
minutes,
kicking them
45
out.
minutes,
That's
nothing,
just me
nothing like
though.
too long though.
Yeah, no, I'm yeah, I usually, you know, try to, you know, just chill with them, kick it. We got that out of the way, so now we can like keep vibing. I just appreciate like the time, you know, for some
Yeah,
reason. Like I don't know, I just like it. I think it's sweet. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. It's like an era, you know, when you're
yeah,
chilling with a girl for whether you're like dating her for a period of time, like a long time, or whether you're chilling with her just for that night, or you know, feeling it out, or you know, just on a date. It's like I just try to enjoy that time and you know enjoy that vibe and kind of keep the ball rolling, like keep the energy going until it's not there. and keep the conversation going until it's not there. But after we get down, like or when I'm getting out with girls and stuff,
Mhm.
I just like communicating about this shit. Just communicating like a little bit, just ask like I try to, I mean, while we're getting down, I'm making sure that they're cool with what we're doing, and I am, trying to do what they like,
Yeah,
so that they have the best time, and that makes it a lot more fair for, me to be able to communicate that with them. And afterwards, me asking them about, or saying like that was fun, or just making different conversation about that. I don't really have like a go-to thing to say because my state after I've just chilled with the girl and we got down, it's like just like there's like nothing like it, so I can't recreate that
no,
on a
seriously,
pod or some shit,
no,
but I just like communicating, about that stuff with girls because uh I found that they really like communicating that shit as well because most dudes don't. So,
yeah,
during the time of, having that communication, I wasn't even planning on talking about this shit, but here we are,
very
during that
how it goes, bro.
during that time of like getting down and having that good communication and being chill, and then afterwards continuing to just talk, it's like it sets them up for the better time. Like there's times where I chill with girls and afterwards they were like that was so much fun, and shit, and they were really 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 wanted to keep chilling for a lot longer, and
There
we
you go,
did
bro.
kick it for a couple hours, but then they'd be like, oh, like I have been wanting to chill with someone. Like I've been wanting to have sex like outside, like in a forest or some shit,
There
or
you go.
at
That's
the
what I'm
top
saying.
of this building or some shit, or in these different places, and I haven't
Yeah,
found a dude to do these like fun exotic things with, but I feel like I can talk
God,
to you about what I'm into because
I trust
you
you in a way.
are showing that you are interested in what I'm into as well.
Exactly.
So
You're
I think
100% right on that, dude. 100% right
yeah.
on that. Because, like, I think the thing is, once a girl gets, like, comfortable with you, like, trusts you, that, like, hey, you're not a weird guy, you're actually, like, about your business. And once a girl gets comfortable with you and trusts you and sees that, like, you are about your business and that you are actually a good guy, that's not a fucking, not a fucking, it's not a dickhead, I guess you could say. That's when she, like, actually, like, starts to like kind of give you the side of her that is more open and more sweet, so to say. So I totally understand where you come from there, dude. You definitely hit the nail on the coffin.
I appreciate it. And that getting to that point is like, I mean, the whole time you're playing, you're trying to make a good impression and
Yeah,
trying to
100%.
communicate in like an attractive way and shit. So it doesn't, as we know, you can't just start there. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of, it's a whole process to get there. I wish that we could I wish that it was different, but I'm glad that we know what to do so we can just,
exactly.
do what
You
works
know
while,
fast.
yeah.
Because the thing is, people get to that stage in different parts. Like maybe for me, you might be the first or second night. For other guys, might be the seventh or eighth. Some guys might be the 20th. Like you never know. But once you have more experience in the game and once you just know what you're doing and the knowledge behind it, then the faster it is, the more better it is, and just the better experience that you have and she has as well. So the more that you know, dude, the more that you know.
Yeah, and my situation right now, I was thinking about it earlier because right now I'm living with my main, and it's been a really good time for me. I once I moved in here, I stopped swiping entirely. So that was really kind of freeing mentally because I've been doing this shit for fucking years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
I know. I
I've
know.
been on these apps and doing my thing, or not doing my thing. I've been learning what to do and trial and error. I mean, from 2019 to 2020, I was doing a lot of figuring it out. I got out of a super long, super toxic relationship at the like a I don't know, like 9 months or 10 months,
Really?
some shit. Early 2019, we broke up, and then I came to ISU like in the spring of 2020, like on January 7th or 3rd or some shit. So, and I, went on some dates back home, but I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, bro. Like, I would be chilling with girls, getting high as fuck before the date, like too high, to even be social. And they would be a little high too, which would be cool. And
Yeah.
like there was this one girl that I had a class with. It was like a fucking anthropology class, and she was my type, bro. She was like
Yeah.
black, fucking big booty, just like
Yeah.
fucking she was thick and thin in all the right places. She had like it's not like my type is glasses, but she happened to have glasses. And she was like chill, laid back, a little introverted, had like kind of some trippy style to her. At the time, that style was definitely, what I was
Was
into and shit, I guess, with girls a little bit. Because yeah,
just being
I just,
Ivan back in the day.
was into trippy shit so much. But so I asked her out in class and she said yes. And she gave me her like snap or whatever. And then we went on a
Okay.
date. But the date was at a food place, bro. Like that's such a bad first place for a date because it's like you're expected to be like you don't know if you haven't, been doing this shit or you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if you should be paying for a date. You don't know if chips and salsa is okay, if margaritas is the move. Like, it's a ton of different stuff, which is
Exactly.
why like I think that going to a chill spot that isn't really like a food place where you're supposed to sit down and eat type shit is
Yes.
a really good move because that just gets your breath bad, shit in your teeth, stuff on your
Exactly.
mustache, different shit like that. So
Eating is,
but
isn't the most attractive thing that you could do.
mhm,
So I think like anywhere for drinks, anywhere like drinking is fine. Like not drinking like alcohol. I'm saying drinking like coffee, bubble tea, even drink alcohol. Like I said, anything liquid versus anything food is always the go-to move. Because like I said, eating isn't the most attractive thing to do on a first day. Obviously, she doesn't want to eat in front of you. You don't want to eat in front of her. So it's almost like a vice versa type of thing where you guys are both like, you know what? Eating is the most attractive thing to do on our first time hanging out with each other. So I think that's a good point that you bring up.
bro, yeah. I mean, I would never ever eat a meal with a girl before we get down. Like any period
Exactly,
of
that's what I'm
time,
saying.
unless we've gone down. Like after we get
Give me a
down,
good
maybe I
time.
can make some out. I'll bring a lot of suave to the hangout, bro. We're at my crib. We just got down. It's really good vibes. I got some good house music. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Like on the
yes,
TV and shit.
yes,
Got,
bro.
just chill vibes going. She used the wet wipes, and everything was nice and prepared. Place was
Yep.
clean, smelling good. And then afterwards I'm just like, "Are you hungry?" And then she's like, "Yeah, I could be." And then I just whip up some easy gas, just wok
Yep.
pan that shit, show
Live
show a
shit.
little, little wrist action, to her. And
That's
then
live shit.
that's not what she expected. And then it makes me not worry about it as much because it's not like I invited her over for dinner, And if I
Exactly.
do invite her over for dinner, it's like we already had a first date, you
No,
know.
100%, 100%. I agree with you totally. I mean, me personally, I've not taken a girl out to eat since 2020, bro, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, Ivan. I mean, the date is my house, my car. You're around me is the day, Ivan. I'm sorry, but I've gotten to a point out in my life, dude, where if you don't like me for me, if you don't like if my presence isn't enough for you, shorty, then unfortunately you're not the one for me, dude. Because guess what? A girl that truly likes you would want to do anything with you. $0, zero nothing. She just wants to be around your presence, Ivan. Just in the same room as you. That's all that she cares about, dude. If a girl truly likes you, for you, for how you look, your attraction, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you fucking move, the way you fucking seduce her, the way you fucking hit the G spot correctly, whatever it is, dude. She just wants to be around you for you, dude. $0 have to be spent. No dinners, no drinks. She just likes you because she is attracted to you, to
Yeah.
be honest.
And how you said, dude, I was, I've been working on this texting blueprint for so fucking long, and it's like nowhere near to being done. There's like, I'm there. It needs to be like really, really, really good. I need to know that this shit is for sure gonna make a massive impact in these dudes having success. With girls over the phone. So any dude could buy this shit, and fucking have the formula. Everything else is the formula for it, but the texting thing is so fucking specific and it's so fucking tedious and there's so many little things that I didn't even fucking have broken down to myself. It's just what I naturally do. I feel like when I'm texting a girl, like right now, I know that I could, swipe for a few weeks, and do what I do, go on dates so easily that it's fucking nothing. And that I'm not fucking playing with this with what I've, been
Oh, I
doing.
know. I
Um,
know you're being super serious about this, bro. That's why I'm not
and
laughing. I'm just letting you fucking talk your shit because I know you got some shit to say, bro. My bad for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. So it's like I know that I could do that, but right now that's not my priority because I feel like
Yes.
I've gone that part out of my way for 4 fucking years of doing this shit. So at this point I could just get to work, go to a girl's place. Like I'm living here, but I know that I could go to, on dates with girls, go to their place, have a good time, but that's not like what I'm focused on. I'm focused on, you know, just different things. I'm focused on like I miss coaching so bad, bro. I finished coaching Paul. Paul was basically, he did it. Like the goal that he had that he came to me with, we accomplished for sure. So after that, I've still been coaching him a little bit, ongoing and stuff, but he knows
Yeah.
that the coaching is basically like he accomplished it. So I miss coaching other people, but the level that I want to coach other people is a lot higher and it's a lot more specific. And it's like with Paul, it was really specific, but I want to have it be like more of like a foolproof plan. It worked out with Paul so well, but it could be better. Those
Yeah.
results can come a lot quicker, and the setup that I have without the texting blueprint is like that. So with the texting blueprint, it's
Even
gonna be
better.
like so unfair. Like
Oh, it is. It
yeah,
is,
it's
bro.
it would fuck up society if this shit was used by most guys. But
I
thank
know.
God most guys aren't as, they don't not thank God. I wish that more dudes, saw more for themselves, but it just makes the people
Better
who
for
are
us.
willing to yeah.
Better for us. Because literally this texting blueprint will literally separate the guys that know what's up and the guys that don't know what's up, dude. Because most guys think they know what's up, but they don't really know what's up, if that makes sense. Basically, they think they got game, but they really don't got game when it comes to actual what females find attractive and what females are actually aroused by, dude. So that's why
Yeah.
me and you both know this, dude, because we're just as we saw in the last semester is all the proof that we needed for each other, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cause like yeah, it's really interesting how the more that I've gone into my self-development and just focusing on, I mean, yeah, just self-development, it just has catapulted my success with this shit. Like
Yeah.
it makes such a big difference the work that I do behind closed doors that these girls don't see, that my girl doesn't see, that my family doesn't see. But you guys see it because you guys are, my bros, and my family sees it, low key a little bit when we talk about it, but like just looking into different things, whether it's different music, different hobbies, different activities that you're doing, different interests that you have. I know hobbies, activities, and interests are the same things, but if you can find one new hobby, one new activity, and one new interest, even though those seem like the same things, you would have three different things that you're able to talk about and that you have knowledge in. And just by watching a podcast on that stuff, that's a big way of how I kind of developed myself was watching a podcast of people that I wanted to be like. I wanted to be a little funnier, so I watched podcasts by comedians. I wanted to be more into MMA, so I watched MMA podcasts. I wanted to be more into music and understand kind of like the music game and music producing, so I watched a bunch of interviews by really big music producers. So we have the ability where we have this really smart phone and people use it for sometimes stupid reasons, and they
I would say
could be
most of the
using
time I've
it.
been having some. Sorry to interrupt you. I think most of the time, especially people our age and stuff, maybe not our age, maybe a little bit younger, like the teenage years to early 20s. These are for fucking stupid TikTok. Just they're more consumers and producers, so to say. So I think if people actually use their phones in a more productive and in a better fashion, I think that could give them so much more results and not only themselves, but to the world in general, dude. That's why we bring so much value because we're more producers like consumers, like I just mentioned, bro.
That's interesting that you say that because for us to be producers, we needed to consume this shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Exactly.
and I don't know about, or I mean, I feel like not like I can speak for you at all, but for I can, for me to be able to speak to myself, I know that I continue to consume this different content to have more stuff, read more books. Like I got, some shit that I'll be bringing up in a little bit from, the book that I read in the morning, The Law of Attraction by Michael J. Lozier. I like me consuming this different stuff helps me produce more positivity,
True, but it's
so
got to be the right things though, because think about what most people do. Most people actually consume the wrong type of content, not the right type of content. Because, like I mentioned before, the things that are usually good for you are hard, difficult, pain, suffering. But however, as you know, bro, people in this world typically will sacrifice long-term pleasure for short-term pleasure, dude. So that's why I'm mentioning that because most people would actually they would consume the bad content because it's pleasurable, it's cool, it's funny, it's good right now in this moment, but long term, that'll only hurt them in the end, dude. So if people actually consume good content like me and you, dude, they would bring so much other value into this world and so much I mean, so much value to other people that it would be almost unfair to society, so to say. Not like generally, but
yeah, it's like, and most people, I'm glad that we can, that these dudes who are, consuming our content, they
exactly.
are just being influenced by real good shit, real people who actually do this shit.
No,
And,
seriously, not
like
fucking posers.
it's just I'm lucky to I feel blessed to have put in this work for so long to be
Shit, bro.
at today, where I like all that stuff in the past has led me up to, a bunch of good experience and a bunch of knowledge. And to be honest, if I didn't, put in this work to have this much success with girls, I think I would still be thinking about it all the time, because it's such a thing if you're a dude where if you haven't really had abundance with girls, then
You just
you
don't
might
know.
have a
You really don't
girlfriend or
know.
two, but you don't know what that's like. You just see it, a little bit. You see that dude who's walking up and talking to, every girl, making conversation with, like, cool bros, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
being social and shit. And then who's putting themselves out there, who's got all these different interests and things to talk about. It's like, bro, they weren't born like that. Like
exactly.
they
They weren't.
they had to develop that. Maybe there's those people who got super, super lucky, but there's
Most people aren't like that, bro. They
it's
have to like build themselves to that point. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, 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 brick by brick, pause,
Yes.
pause.
Like, dude, think about like Paul, dude. Paul did this shit fucking not on his own, did with some help by Ivo, obviously here, but like, dude,
Yeah,
but from the help with Ivan, literally sped up the process 6 times faster, if not 10 times faster, dude. So literally, because you probably would have got there in the end, but like it probably would have taken him like 1, 2, 3, 4 years, dude. But with Ivan's help, this motherfucker went on his shit in what, the next 8 months, 8, 9 months, something like that. So
bro,
what?
dude, fucking,
It was
he
three
had he
months,
had like he dated over like 15 different girls in like less than 3 months.
bro. Like, bro,
Like
it's three.
that's a conservative thing for me to be able to say on here because I know it's more than that, but that's a number that I know is for sure for what he
Yes,
did
dude.
in the first three
Isn't that,
months.
isn't that
So
nuts, bro? In 3 months, bro. I'm telling you, with Ivo's help, dude, this guy is a fucking sauce master, bro. This guy, any advice, any fucking opinion that you need when it comes to dating and mating, bro, go to this guy. This guy fucking has fucking testimonials like Paul that literally he was already on the way to success. All Ivan did was kind of give him that little push to speed up the process and make it faster, make it better, and just fucking make him a better person and more efficiently, So
yeah, and I think that
Ivan,
that little push, like having that one time, like that's beneficial, but having that consistently and having someone that you
exactly.
can talk to about that, and then someone where you're not wondering what to do. You know what to do. You know what actually moves the needle for you to get to your goal. And so to take out all the guesswork from someone who's, you know, done what you want to do, who's, gone to maybe your level that you want to be at, maybe past that, maybe, somewhere in between, if like I don't really know how to describe, but basically because I, can help dudes do this shit, it's very nice to be able to save them years. Like
No,
these are real
seriously.
years of
Yes.
their life that they are saving without having to put the guesswork and to get, abundance with girls and then move on. Like if they want to, they will always have this skill, but they can change it. They can, they can try different, shit out. So,
Of
that's
course.
cool and shit. But anyways, I was so this week since we last did a pod, I changed up some shit in my morning routine,
Yeah, bro, let's
and
hear it.
I ended up doing. So I skate to work in the morning. I've been doing that. I skate like I thought that I only skated like, half
Two
a mile or
miles.
whatever. I skate like 2 miles a day, like just to work and shit. And that's not including like, yeah. Uh so I'll skate to work, but instead of pushing like the whole time, I've been bombing some hills and stuff. So taking a different route, skating fast down a hill, that's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
steep.
downwards.
And so I start with one hill, which is like really chill, really smooth, pretty long. So it's more like a cruise, and
You got to go up the hill, right? I'm assuming, or only down the hill.
no, only downhill.
Only downhill. So that's pretty fucking fun, no?
Yeah, super fun, super chill, saves the energy, and it's just like, I've been wanting to skateboard or I've been skateboarding, since I was 7. Didn't really start
Yeah.
doing it like where I was taking risks with skating until I was like 21 when I came to ISU. But yeah, it's not. It was nice to do that. But then the second hill that I hit is genuinely scary as fuck, bro. That shit's steep
Yeah.
as fuck. It's fucked up. The road goes from smooth to rough to smooth and rough, and it's like it goes right
Oh,
down to a super busy intersection. So I need to
to stop.
stop before there, or I'll get, I don't even want to, speak negative shit into existence, that could be really, really terrible. So I was looking into like, why am I feeling so good, bro? Like I'm taking a different route to work, and I realize that I'm walking with the sun facing me for like an extra fucking 15 minutes, So in the morning, I'm going to work and my circadian rhythm is better. So I'm
Yeah.
getting awake and more alert earlier, which makes it easier for me to fall asleep later at night because of that. And then, what is it? So uh, it boosts my serotonin and dopamine, which improves my mood, motivation, and focus. It gives me more vitamin D, which boosts my tests, immune system, and bone health. And with the skating, it also boosts my heart health and endurance. And that combination, it's like a stack of fucking,
Seriously.
the more like sunlight in the morning with circadian rhythm, and the more like improving the mood and the energy levels and shit, which leads to me already getting like something hard done out of the way in the morning,
No, exactly.
and it makes me feel like a little more confident because I already got some hard out, pause I already got some hard out of the way in the morning, so it's like um I have that adrenaline dump as well from hill
Yep,
bombing a fucking scary challenging hill, so
exactly.
it makes me it like I've been chiller at work and I'm applying to better jobs. So it makes me, when I'm at work, like, appreciate it more and be more present. And I also completely changed my tone at work, bro. With the
Really?
collections job that I work, I don't like arguing with people. I don't like being an asshole, but that's
Yeah,
kind of like the route that I was going down because it's the route that most collectors, do, at least where I work. And that's how my managers, suggested. But there's a new manager who talks super soft and super light and super sweet. So I'm like, trying to mimic that. I'm
yeah.
trying to go like old grandma on them. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
and
Be very
people have been
polite.
responding so much nicer, bro. They're being like it's a complete different like experience with me at work. And then I'm messaging my coworkers more instead of having my headphones in and working on my business all the time. And I'm still working on my business all, my entire lunch and shit like that. But I'm messaging my coworkers a little more so I'm not like I'm being more social at work,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It's better, but like I miss my sales goal, and it doesn't fucking like make sense
Oh,
because I'm doing what they tell me to do to meet my sales goal, um, but like
just not there,
by me
huh?
applying to other jobs, it makes me not worried about my job stability,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. How is your job applications going so far? Like, you have any like plans to like any jobs that you're like kind of looking into more than others?
yeah,
You are?
just like mainly remote. I don't really care what I do as much. I know that what I'm going to be doing is likely not as it's not going to be like I'm not going to be coaching full time yet. I'm not there yet. So I want to get more clients under my belt, help more people, do some more shit, and then eventually do it full time. But the the jobs that I'm applying to, I'm just kind of focusing on like the time that I can save from my commute to work. I leave an
Yeah,
hour and 15 minutes before my shift starts to be able to skate and make it there. So that's an extra 2.5 hours a day. That I
yeah.
that I save doing that. So that would be solid. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day and going with the flow and trying to appreciate where I'm at and just enjoy it. So
You should, bro. You definitely should. I think you're in a good spot right now. Um,
mhm,
Obviously there are better spots to be in, but I think right now
mhm.
you're definitely working towards something better and something more successful. And as you know, you're definitely on the path as well. So it's definitely good stuff there, broski.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. And I was wondering like or one thing that I wanted to talk about is like being open-minded to like other people's perspectives. Like
Yeah,
we have conversations with people all the time, and sometimes we might not even have conversations. Maybe our phone's dead. Maybe we left our headphones somewhere. Maybe we are just like walking and we hear someone, saying something, maybe not to us, but just having a conversation or like I don't know. I used to be like, if they're not where I'm at, or like, sorry, if they're not where I want to be, then like I don't give a fuck about it because I don't want to be like them. So I don't want
yeah,
to learn shit from them because I'm learning shit about how I don't want to be, basically. But then I
yep,
was just thinking like, there's people who are successful in different ways, and so there's always something that you can learn from it.
no,
Like,
100%.
and what's a time where is there anything that you learned something from? Like, was there ever a time where you were around someone where you might not want to be like them, or they might not be like a great friend of yours? It was kind of a random situation, but you ended up like learning something from what they said or some shit, even if they're not where you want to be.
I'm trying to think back right now. I mean, not necessarily so to say, but I mean, the only time I would say that happens kind of is like getting their perspective on it from their side of view. You know what I'm saying? I may not be where they want to be in their shoes, sort of say, but like their perspective low key did change my perspective on the way saw something, you know? But that's only the reason time that's the only time I really saw that when in life, to be honest with you. There's not many times where, you know what, this person right here is doing worse than me, but I still want to take advice from him, so to say. So the only time I really um kind of saw something that they didn't see was from their perspective, so to say. But no, honestly, nothing more than that, bro. That's just me personally, obviously, you know.
No, I can't really think of anything specific like right now. I mean, but kind of how you said about, if you talk to someone about some, like they have a totally different perspective. So just
Exactly.
hearing someone else's point of view on your situation, you'll get a different thought process of what whatever's going on, whether it's a good or bad situation. So I thought that was, just kind of interesting because we can, we could be feeling however we're feeling about our situation. Like, let's just say some happen and it's a negative situation. Like let's say that, um, since, like, let's say that, some happened where like we lost a family member and the family member, was like, a lot. a lot older and stuff, but it still hit. Like I remember when my grandma passed, that was very tough for me. She passed literally like less than like 2 weeks before I came to ISU, bro. So I was like meeting
Yeah.
people and going through it, but now like my opinion of it, if I talked to someone who was feeling this way and they told me that like, bro, like we're lucky as hell to have had, a grandma or have had, this experience, this person in our life, whether it was for
Yeah.
like a day or anything, like let's just cherish the good times and make more of them. Like that's what
No,
we should
seriously.
focus on, not out of that lack of abundance, not out of them not being there. And that's how I feel about um like those types of situations now. I'm just like, man, I'm so lucky to have had these different experiences. You know
No,
what I'm
for
saying? And to have the opportunity every day to continue to work on making another good experience happen.
exactly,
You know,
exactly, dude. And the thing is, I mentioned this a lot to you, but those bad experiences and those bad things that happen really, truly, just like make you open your eyes to see how grateful and how much gratitude you should have in this world because there's always someone out there in a worse position than you are, dude. So just having just that like thankfulness that you're alive, um, that your parents are alive, and just everyone around you is doing well. You should be very thankful and grateful that people around you and people that you know are doing solid in life and they're not dead and gone, you know?
yeah, most definitely. And there was this yeah, I don't know, this is kind of a different thing that I'll, talk about later and
Law
shit,
of
but
attraction, is that what I see there?
you said what?
Law of attraction I see there?
Yep, Law of Attraction. I've been reading it like I was telling you, like in the morning, bro, and it's just solid, bro. I'm just
Yeah,
starting my day out, like just like I said before, trying to make the type of day that I want, the type of vibe that I want to go into stuff with. And there's been, certain things that have been, that have changed, like change of plans. There's been a good amount of change of plans of, how I thought things were gonna go versus how they're actually going. And
yeah,
like I was just gonna be going to a festival with my brothers on this one day. And then it turned into two. And then the other day I was supposed to hang out with my girlfriend because it was like we were gonna be celebrating like her birthday and stuff. And so it was it was hectic, but and then with my brothers, they were saying that they would um do certain things, and then they went back on them, and they, go back on promises sometimes, and that shit
yeah,
happens, but I'm just thinking of like, man, like if I just keep high vibes, just keep that shit positive
yeah,
and just, focus on the good shit and not bitch about stuff, like, I would just make the time way better. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking of being like when it comes to that festival. And when it comes to the situation with my girl, just like, trying to bring like real good, positive, feel good energy when we chill, because that's the type of
yeah,
times I'm trying to have in general. So just facilitating that good times. I used to be upset about stuff and then, chill with my girl, and like, that would help a little bit because we would be spending time together, so we
yeah.
might feel a little better. But it's
Mhm.
not like me going in there with the intention of focusing on just good shit and moving past, anything. Just, like I'm really solution oriented, with different stuff. So it's nice to, you know, get what needs to be handled, and then
Yeah.
continue to move on to have the good times, because that's overall what I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna be packing the weed vape and shit.
Go ahead,
So
bro. Go ahead, do your fucking thing. It's time for Ivo to get activated, bro. This is Ivo and his natural habitat right here, bro. This motherfucker beyond that shit. And gotta respect it, bro. Gotta respect the fucking the grind right here. You feel?
hey, I appreciate it, man. It's very kind of you, man. It meant so much. Like I was walking earlier this morning for like 2.5 hours, bro.
Really, 2.5 hour
I
walk?
yeah, not 2.5 hours, an hour
Oh,
and
yeah.
45 minutes. I stress that shit. But
It's all good. It's
but
all good. You want
but
to
yeah,
flex for the fans. I understand. You want to flex for the supporters to show how Ivan's the cardio was insane. Cardio's like Marab over here, dude.
Oh, wow, that is a insanely that's an over compliment. I appreciate that so much, man. The
No problem,
but
loser.
like
Your arm
I
wrap
started
2.0.
walking. Sorry, what you said?
So you arm wrap 2.0 when it comes to cardio, Ivan.
That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane. Uh, the the fucking so I started walking around like 7:40-ish, finished just after like 9:15. So what is that? That's like an hour 48, 40. It's like an hour and 30 minutes, not an hour and 45. But so I was walking and I was just thinking about how I've been feeling, what's been going on in my life recently, when it comes to work, my family, my friendships and shit. And I was thinking while we were there, so I got a haircut, chopped them, got the mullet
That
cut
shit looks
out.
nice, bro. Got the
You know what I
mullets
mean?
out. Dude, that shit looks the fade right here is so sick. The top is well done too. Everything about that. Very well done, Ivan. Good choice for the barber, dude. Good choice for the fucking or wherever you went. But
Thank you, bro.
first
Yeah.
the haircut definitely sauced you up, bro. He definitely knew what he was doing there.
It's a girl. I like getting my
Oh, it's a
hair cut
girl.
by
Okay.
girls because they like they know what girls like. You know what I mean? So.
100%, bro. That's definitely a very valid reason to why you got it done by a female, dude. 100%.
But yeah, but this morning I was like, thinking about the mullet, and it's like, dude, I love the mullet, but I just wanted it to get, kind of cleaned up a little bit more. I'm thinking of getting rid of it, but like, we'll see. I'm feeling it out.
With the mullet,
I used to look in the mirror when the mullet started coming in, bro. Like the very first time, I used to look in the mirror and be fucking hyped, bro. I'd be like
yes, dude.
smiling ear to ear, like it
Yup.
would blow me away that I had like a mullet. It's like this shit's so
Yes,
fun, but now like it hasn't been making me feel that way. So I've been thinking
really.
like I wanna do something that makes me feel that way. I wanna, change a
Okay.
pace.
Yeah,
So
100%, dude. I mean, everyone has their own fucking their own their own just change happens. Change is okay, dude. So what haircut do you think about getting in replace for the mullet?
I'm thinking about just cutting it a little shorter, and a little shorter, and then going from there. Like I'm gonna keep it
Okay.
with this length at least, for 2 weeks. I get my hair cut every 2 weeks and shit, and
Okay.
I personally think that that's the move, because
Yeah,
it's like how you fucking look, and it's
100%.
but yeah, but me going to the same barber and giving that barber trust and being like fucking clear about what I want, as clear as I can be without being an expert with hair and stuff. Um, it's helped a lot, and by going to the same barber over and over and over again, like I've gone to this barber at least like 25, 30 times and shit, and
Yeah, bro. Royalty right
has
there.
a she knows how my hair grows in. She knows what my hair is going to look like in 2 weeks because she just sees it constantly. So it's nice to build that relationship with your barber and really, and she's cool as fuck, thank God, or I wouldn't
Um,
fucking.
so
I
do
had a
I.
barber who gave the cleanest fades in the city, and she was depressing as fuck. So I switched barbers because
Yeah.
I should have been getting paid for that time for therapist. You know what I mean? For being a therapist. Like it was nuts,
Was it a
bro.
guy or a girl?
It was a girl, and
Girl.
she's got a bunch of stuff going on, so I genuinely, pray for her and stuff. But like,
Did you work in the
it's
same
about
shop
my
or
days
no?
and my mornings, so.
There. Did you work at the same shop or different salon?
Yep, same shop. So it's a little,
Come on,
it
bro.
was a
That's
little awkward, but
I mean,
we got
oh, the
over
thing
it.
is, bro. I mean, she shouldn't take that shit personally, dude. Like, to be honest, it was her bad and her fucking decision to like be negative, be fucking just a dark cloud ahead of fucking Ivan's white cloud of Haley, you know? So it's not fucking bad at all, dude. I mean, think about it. I'm pretty sure 99% of people will do the same thing as you did, bro. So no shame in what you did at all, bro. I'm pretty sure majority of people would fucking do what you did. So there's no what is that right there? Is that a
So
vape?
okay, so this is the weed vape for
What
these,
is that?
I know you know it. This is the sploof. This shit basically is like a little oven. It's heated up to 350 degrees, so it's like an air fryer. So like it like hot air passes through the bud, and then it gets heated up to the point where you get the cannabinoids and like you get high, and in
No
my
tar,
opinion, a
nothing
way
like that.
better, way clearer high and stuff. You actually get all these cannabinoids, nothing's combusted. You don't get that tar and those carcinogens that you get when you regularly smoke weed. And then this is, what I have to do to be a good neighbor and a good roommate right now,
Okay.
in my
Okay.
living situation. So it's got dryer sheets and then a hair tie, and it's like a fucking toilet paper roll, so
Oh, do you just blow smoke in that?
yeah, and then it just smells like air that passed through dryer sheets.
How'd you figure that out, bro? Did you just know that shit yourself, or like how the fuck did you know about that? Because I'm not gonna lie, that shit is creative as fuck, dude. I'll have to give you some respect, some credit for that, dude. That shit is very creative, dude.
You too,
It's
bro.
like a filter, bro. It's like a filter.
It is for sure. I got that from YouTube, just being like just I was into weed, a ton growing up, and I wanted to smoke in my place a lot, like so my parents' place and
Yeah.
stuff, and so I ended up just finding this after talking to different people who smoked a lot, and just kind of getting into like stoner culture and stuff. Because my whole identity used to be weed, bro. All I used to do was sit inside and smoke weed and play video games with my friends, uh, so yeah. But I feel like that's a lot of dudes who end up glowing up. They used to do that, So
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Even to be honest, I was at that point at one stage too. My senior year of high school, I was in the same thing, smoking weed, playing video games, 2K, FIFA. What else was there at the time? Rainbow Six Siege, dude. I was definitely a fucking pothead stoner gamer that come home, smoke, play the game, do homework if I feel like it, fucking then game longer till 12 a.m., go to bed, and just kind of repeat until I finally had the motivation and the discipline to change and become a better man. And I don't regret it at all from looking back on it now. But I'm super glad that I went the path that I went down because it's what led me to be the man that I am today and to meet Ivo behind the screen right here, dude. So
I appreciate
with
it,
that,
man.
bro.
But yeah, no, and same here. Like I'm really glad that I, made these changes. Like I already like did 3 Spanish lessons today. Like I changed up the podcast setup, did some
Yeah.
laundry, did a
Yep.
bunch of other research. Like we still got shit to talk about with this. But
Oh
how
yeah.
much time do you have?
Low key, my friend is coming to because I'm doing a TikTok shop shit for me and him together. So let me see when he's coming. He's about like 3 minutes away, bro.